I have another video for you today. Today's video is actually requested by a couple of my subscribers. After I made my video on my knife lanyards that I make out of paracord for some of my knives, they asked to make a video on how to do them, how I make the different patterns. There are a couple videos on YouTube already, but since my subscribers asked, I'll just go ahead and make one. There's 1, 2, 3 different patterns. Each pattern has slight variation if you want to do something different to it. I'll just go over the main patterns and then you guys can experiment with it yourselves. Okay, but first off, a couple things you need. Of course, you need a knife that you want to do it on. It doesn't have to be for a knife. You can make it for your keys or whatever. But just have an idea of what you want to put it on so you know the length. Alright, and then you need some type of cutting utensil. You can use your knife. I find it easier just to use a pair of scissors. I got these on my Gerber multi-tool, or you can just use a regular pair of scissors, either way. Okay, and then of course your paracord. I use 550. I have 450. You can use whatever size paracord that you want to use. Color, doesn't matter. It's up to you. Okay. First off, what you want to do is decide the length of paracord. Alright. Roughly, for every inch of actual knotting on something, you need 1 foot of paracord. Okay. So if I wanted, this length here, okay, for the black piece, I need 1 foot. Okay, and so if you want 2 inches, you need 2 feet, and so on. You just do the math and it'll go down. That's a rough estimate, but I found sometimes you need more, sometimes you need less, depending on the knotting that you're doing. So it's just trial and error, really. Okay. What I do to make all my paracord lay flat, see how it's flat, pretty thin. Okay, is you take out the innards or the cotton strands inside the paracord. Alright, so it's just thin. You can do it with the cotton inside, although it is a little bit thicker and a little bit harder to knot with. Okay. First thing, and you also need a lighter. This is just to burn the ends so they don't unravel, so everything stays together. Okay. First thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to start the knot, and then how to do this square stitch here. Okay, or square knotting. That's the first one. Okay, so let's move these to the side. This is what we're going to go for. Bear with me while I get this ready. Okay, what you need to do is create a base. So this is going to be my base. This will tell you roughly how long your actual knotting can be. Alright, for any particular thing you want to create a loop roughly that big, a little bigger if you want, so you can feed your thing through, so you can wrap it around your knife or your keys or whatever. Okay, so that means I need to start the knotting here. Note, if you're going to put on a knife, sometimes you actually have to feed it through the lanyard hole first, because it'll be too big once it's done. So sometimes you have to feed it on the knife and work with it on the knife. Okay, so I'm going to start about here. Okay, so this is my base string. And now you take the string that you're actually going to knot, or the paracord that you're going to knot, alright, and you're going to create your first knot. Okay, to do this, put your knotting string behind your base string. Okay, what you're going to do, now there's 2 different ways you can do, left or right. It doesn't matter which way you start. Okay, go over with your left side, go over your base string. Okay, kind of like this. So the other string that's behind your base string is going to come over, go behind, and go through. Okay, and just pull that tight. Now if you guys don't understand that, rewind it and watch it again and just try to mimic what I'm doing. Okay, Once you do that, tighten it up, and it's going to look like that. Okay, you're going to want the knot to be on the right side, or left side, depending on which side you went over first, but I'm on the right side. Okay, to get a square stitch, you have to alternate which side the knot is on. Okay, since the knot is on the right side, that means this string, okay, the next string is going to go over top of the base string. Okay, over the base, and then again over, behind, and through. Okay, make it tight. Okay, there you have your first series of knots. We can continue doing that. Okay, just alternate left and right. Alright, and you see it starts looking like a square stitch, like that.